My name is Sandeep Kumar. I am founder and CEO of Kytes. So that's about me. Kytes is an enterprise B2B software. We help companies digitize and automate their entire opportunity to cash process, right from opportunity to getting the SOW and then executing SOW by way of projects. And in this basically projects, we have project financials, resource management, project delivery, and even bid management. So how we help GCCs is GCCs typically have, especially I'm talking about services GCC, whether they give project-based services or shared services. So first step is how they collaborate with their parent companies who are actually their internal customers. So today, all of this is done in an Excel sheet and email. So we digitize that collaboration where the opportunities are fully digitized by way of technology platform where the customers, their internal customers, can actually give work on the software, and then GCCs, they estimate the effort required to do that work, and if any back and forth, it is done through the software, and finally a digitized SOW is written, which gets signed by the customer, and that's sort of start of the project. And then GCCs use that data to create a project. Now within a project, the first step is to really allocate resources based on the skills required. So this is done using our software Kytes, and once the resources are put into the software, then the tasks are planned, whether there are workflows or there are dependencies in the task. So all of that can be managed both as a waterfall as well as in the agile manner. And once these tasks are there and completed, people can fill timesheets into it. And then these timesheet hours, when approved, can be used for revenue recognition and billing. And so this process continues month after month, and there is a lot of change requests. Resources do leave, new resources are added. So all of this work is done. And some of the more mature GCCs, they even want to track project risk, issues and action items, minutes of the meeting, technical reviews, and a few other things. So all of this work is done in the project. And then this will basically make the project outcomes much better for their stakeholders in terms of their profitability, in terms of the quality of the engineering deliverables, and so on. And when finally the project gets closed, the project manager makes sure that all the financials of the projects are completed. There are lessons learned which are captured and then used for the later purposes, and the project is closed in a via workflow with different stakeholders. So when we digitize and automate this entire process, this kind of leads to operational excellence, where they are able to utilize their resources a much better fashion and deliver better outcomes for their customers, which are their parent companies. Yeah, absolutely. We have several of them, but I will point out to one. So we work with a automotive OEM GCC. It's a global OEM with about 118 plants, 12 brands around the world. And they have a GCC with 3,000 people in Pune in India, and they provide technology services to these group companies. Now, before we entered, a lot of this work, like which I described, the opportunity, the resource allocation, the project delivery, the billing, revenue recognition, this was all done in emails and Excel sheets, which is obviously not scalable. And they had to put up a big team to manage all this work. And even with this, there were always errors in the system, there were delays, and they were not able to simply scale up. There were no quality metrics and all. So we came in and we sort of bring in our software Kytes, where we digitize their complete opportunity process, where the workflow was established between the customer and the GCC. And the SOW, which was before this, it was a manually written Word document, which was fully digitized. So what that means is that all the estimation and everything done in the opportunity will automatically come in the SOW. SOW gets digitally signed, and then this process was done, and then this will lead to the project creation. Now they also have a real-time visibility into available resources. So resources could basically go into the project, and then finally the billing was fully automated, which was taking a few days, was actually done in a couple of days with few clicks. So this was the entire process we digitized, and the benefits they got in their first time right and turnaround time of their project processes were basically reduced by almost 20 to 30%. They also experience about 10% increase in their billable resource utilization, which is a huge, and if you convert it into dollar value, it's a significant value. And over and above that, they also experience a lot of productivity gain. Governance was much better. And finally, the one thing which they took away was the start of the culture building, that is the digital culture building. Now people were able to get to the data. They don't have to spend a lot of their time compiling the data. They were spending their time analyzing the data, and also it enabled the entire company to ask better questions. And when people ask better questions, progress happens. And this is the way, so the biggest benefit is this culture building, which is now creating a very exponential and sustainable value for this customer. So I believe I'm very proud of what we have done to them. I'm proud of our team. And after this, now they are coming back to us and saying, Sandeep, now you have done this. Can you now we feel that this problem is important. So now they are asking us to solve that problem. And another trend we are seeing is that looking at the success of their own GCC, now they have introduced us to their parent companies. And then they are saying, why don't you now implement this? Because those guys are also facing similar or even more severe problems. So I see this as a reverse drain problem where GCCs are taking the innovation and best practices from India to their western part of the world. So I see this as a very big success for Kytes, and more importantly, it's for the customer, and we are very happy.